Hello, everyone, and welcome to my weekly update for Friday, October 9th. And as you can see, I've picked a different venue to do this update, just a little bit of a different background, and also just an opportunity to get outside in this beautiful fall day that we're having in early October, and just standing in one of our beautiful facilities as I'm outside the Jane Tash Performing Arts and just our fine arts wing that we're so very fortunate to have here in Pinckney Community Schools. And so I just want to once again provide a short update on what's happening here, especially relevant to the COVID situation. And as I usually do, I'm going to start there. Just a quick update. Currently this week in Livingston County, the rate of infection is 3.7. There is a little bit of a upward tick this week. And after our meeting with the health department, that's due in part to a small outbreak that occurred from a bar in Livingston County. I believe the number was 8 people were impacted with COVID from a gathering in a local establishment. Once again, we do pay close attention to where these small outbreaks are occurring, and more importantly, just the age of those impacted, and because we're obviously focused on those who are school aged. And also specifically, we do track, the rate of infection here locally in our local townships and and specifically in our school area. And we do have numbers that relate to Pinckney Community School and our school district. And I can share that there are 2 individuals, school age individuals, who have tested positive. They are not Pinckney Community School students. I will share that. But they do live within our area. And we do have to report, especially starting this Monday, October 12th, any students and staff who are impacted and test positive for COVID, and even those that we think are probable. And that information comes directly from the local health department. And so we have been sharing each and every week information, and luckily, knock on wood, we're still at zero staff and students who have been identified as COVID positive, and 0 probable cases. And starting once again this Monday, October 12th, on our COVID page that is linked off our webpage, we are mandated to report that, so you can have an up-to-date transparency record of the situation here in Pinckney Community Schools. But as I stated, there are 2 individuals that are school-aged students that do not attend Pinckney Community Schools that have been identified as COVID positive. And so that's still a very low number that we have in this area. Hamburg Township, Putnam Township, and just our resounding area remains extremely low. And we're happy to see that, and happy to continue providing face-to-face education for those who choose this learning model. I do want to just acknowledge that last week, obviously, the Michigan Supreme Court did make their decision to revoke the executive orders that were handed to us from our governor. And some took that as an opportunity for us as a school district to start making changes to our safety protocols. But it is important to know that the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services has issued an executive order to continue all our safety protocols. And we are maintaining everything that we have been doing and are going to plan on continuing doing, not only because it is part of the new executive orders that continues this work and this process from our Michigan State Department of Health and Human Services, but also because it's been working. These low numbers that we're experiencing here in our district are not just by happenstance. I don't believe are just by luck, but also I think it's just the due diligence that our staff and our custodial and our maintenance department and everybody across the board has been diligent on enforcing. And so we want to continue doing what continues to work. And so I do know that there are some who aren't happy with that. There have been several community members been very vocal and adamant about expressing their displeasure about wearing a mask, and I get it. I understand it's not easy for anybody, but my main responsibility is to keep our nearly 2,400 students safe and our over 250 staff members safe. And that's the first thing on my mind each and every day I walk into our school buildings. And it's a great responsibility to take very seriously, because once again, healthy and safe students plus healthy and safe staff members will equal a successful school year. And so we're going to continue to do everything we can in our power to ensure we stay in session throughout the course of this school year. I do want to let you know too is what we're mandated to report our engagement and attendance level, especially with our Pinckney Virtual Academy students. That's something that we have to put on our webpage as well. We're mandated to report that. And I'd like to share some data because I'm extremely pleased and proud of the work that our students and our families and our staff are doing, because this comes with hard work, setting high expectations and accountability. And as of September, and we shared this at our board meeting last night, is that Farley Hill is reporting for the month of September 100% attendance engagement. Country Elementary is 99.7. Navigator Elementary, 100%. Pathfinder, 99.7. The high school, 99.47%. The Link program at the high school, which is our new alternative school, 100%. And so as a district, we're reporting for the month of September 99.79% attendance engagement through our virtual. And that means even on our Fridays that our kids are responding. And that's only due in part to, once again, the family support that we're getting at home, the structure we've put in place, the asynchronous and synchronous learning opportunities, and just the expectations our teachers have. They expect our teachers, when they're holding a virtual session, is that our students are there and they're on time. And we do know that there are technical glitches and things that are just going to happen, and we're working with families and students individually when those things do occur. But we're stressing the importance of learning, and our students are responding. I can say that these rates are not similar in some of the schools across this county, but our Pinckney Pirates are rising to this occasion, rising to the challenge, and we're extremely pleased to be able to support our first month of reporting that our numbers are extremely high. And we're hoping that we can continue this trend through October and through the remaining months ahead. So great job, everybody. I do want to just put out there that the MHSAA has increased the number of participants we can have on outdoor events up to 1,000. It was supposed to start just today, October 9th. They actually kind of retroactive started a couple of days ago. And for the most of our events outdoors, that means that we're not going to have to really keep track of tickets and things of that sort, with the exception of our varsity football games, because we know those are a huge community event, and we can draw far more than 1,000 spectators when we include both our visiting folks and then our community members who want to come and participate. Our last home game is not until October 23rd. We're at Chelsea, which is going to be a great game this evening. Then we're at Saline, and then we're going to end the year with our regular season on October 23rd with our cross county colleagues in Fowlerville, and we're excited about that. And I do want to just announce that we are looking to have the band, which we're extremely excited about. It's one of the reasons why I picked this venue to stand and do this update, is that we are going to have our band participate. Unfortunately, they haven't been able to be part of our football games, and we know that they are such a instrumental part of our district, of our fine arts, and just an equally important part of our varsity football games. And so Mr. Welling, Dr. Sharon, and the high school team are looking at ways to have them out on the field, out on the track, socially distanced, but more importantly, helping us instill the spirit and that pirate pride throughout the evening on October 23rd. So they're going to be putting out information about that. We'll be putting in information about how we can have tickets available. We want to get as many students involved as possible. Unfortunately, we've only had a small number of students be able to be part of our Friday football game, so we're trying to increase that. And I know at the high school, they're putting together a homecoming week. We weren't able to continue on with our traditional homecoming week that was scheduled for earlier in the season, but that is going to be our last home football game, unless we do are fortunate to host a playoff game. We don't know that yet, but the high school is putting together some homecoming activities that they're going to start sharing details on here shortly. So one last item before I wrap this up. This past Wednesday was Student Count Day. That's generally a big day. That was even a bigger day here because we had to learn about how to count all our virtual students. And last week I gave an update on enrollment, and I just want to announce that on our Student Count Day, our enrollment is at 2,335 students. That is a positive 86 students from what we had projected. We had projected 2,249 students, so that's great. We're still down from last year. We still have that trend, but we're trying to slow that trend down, and we're down 91 students from last year. In the past, as I stated last week, the pattern's been unfortunately 150 to sometimes even closer to 200 students down, which has greatly impacted our enrollment and our budget and our deficit. And it's made it very difficult to continue to try to deal with the deficit. If we get down 91 and next year we continue that trend, our goal is to stabilize it and obviously then get on the other side of that hump and increase those numbers from year to year. So thank you for your support. Thank you for everybody's hard work. This is definitely a team effort, and we wouldn't be here today without everybody's dedication and hard work, especially those from our staff, because I know the amount of work they're doing is nothing like we've had to deal with before. So thank you. Have a great weekend, and I look forward to speaking and talking with you next week. Take care.